Good evening, everybody. How are you doing? How are you doing? How are you doing? It's another Friday night. It's another Friday night for Let's Talk Up Close and Personal. And tonight, I am not going to be long, I don't think. And if any of you want to jump in, absolutely feel free to jump in. And if you want me to bring you in, just let me know and I'll bring you in. But tonight, we're going to talk about a subject like I post sex. Three-letter word, sex. In so many different avenues, it's a dirty word. It's a dirty word. It is such a dirty word for anybody to dare discuss the topic of sex. Are you serious? You know, especially coming from someone from ministry, from a leader's perspective or what have you. Talking about sex is just not that. You just don't do that. You know, who does that in this day and time? And if it's not that, you shouldn't be doing this because I don't know. It's sickening. Let me just put it that way. It is sickening. But so many things happen inside of the church to where that's sickening. So you can't have it both ways. I'm sorry. That's just not the way it works. Either you for it or you against it. But there is no middleman. And primarily it's just this simple. Okay, let's look at it this way. We do believe that sex is supposed to be between a husband and wife or within the confines of a marriage, a union, a sacred union between two people, not the third person with your menage a trois, not looking at, you know, well, I'll tell you that, not sitting back and looking or swinging and you want to, try out other people and all of that. No, that's not what it's about. That's not where it comes from. That's not what we're engaging in. But if you just want to look at plain outright sex, intimacy, passion, making love, all of those other good vernaculars that we can use with that, there are no boundaries. The only boundaries are the boundaries that couple have set as far as what they can and cannot do within the privacy of their bedroom. And their bedroom is wherever they're laying their heads. Nobody outside that bedroom has a say-so in the matter. Nobody outside that bedroom needs to critique or criticize what's going on inside of them people's bedroom. Shut up. Be quiet. Get you some business. Or I can understand if you're trying to help them and they came to you for help. But I've had so many people over the last couple of weeks call me. I've had clients that I've been having to talk to, counsel. And everything seems to stem right back to that three-letter word, sex. I'm like, come on now. Come on. Younger people, older people, middle-aged people. Some are single. They're getting busy like rabbits. Some have been married for a while. They used to be rabbits. And the ones in the middle, they like once a week, twice a week, once a month. Well, who does that? Who does that? And I'm gonna tell you why I say it like that. And some people are like, oh my God, she has lost her mind. No, I have not lost my mind. Trust me, far from lost. No, have not lost my mind at all. But this is what it has boiled down to. And I know those that watch or that are part of Life's Redesign or Rise Global, and even some that have heard discussions here on the podcast, know that there's one thing that we talk about, and that's not necessarily the submission, but it is submission, because our bodies don't belong to ourselves, those that are married. I'm no longer married now, but I can still talk about it. Hello, I'm single and free. Okay, hallelujah. And that's a beautiful thing for me. For me, I can only speak for me. But I remember my doctor years ago. I would go in and things would just be going crazy in my body. And I didn't care what medication I took, what type of herbs I was using, what type of vitamins. It just wasn't working. It just was not working. I'm swelling, I'm gaining weight, I'm irritable. My mood swings are going, and you would think that I was going through menopause or having one of those summer, spring, fall, and winter seasons, but it wasn't any of that. And he asked me, he said, "Where's your husband?" I'm like, "He's on the road," or whatever the case may be. "Maybe you need to go on the road with him." I'm like, "I don't want to be around him right now. I don't even want to see him." She said, it was Dr. Porter Latine. I'll tell you who it is. He's retired now, but he said, "That's the problem. That's what you need." I said, "What, to be around him?" He said, "No, you need him." And I'm like, "For what?" He said, point blank, "You need to have some sex. You need to have sex." I said, "Well, who?" I said, "I don't want that joker touching me right now." I'm like, he ticked me off. And he said, "Do you want to get past what you're going through?" I'm like, "Yeah, I want to get past it." And he said, "Well, this is what you need to do. You need to go, and whether he wants to or not, whether you want to, that's irrelevant. But you need to go and you need to have sex with your husband." I'm like, "Lord Jesus, can we think of something else to do?" Now, trust me, for him, that's hog heaven all day. That would have been hog heaven. Because like I said, we began like rabbits. Morning, noon, night, breakfast, breakfast snack, lunch snack, dinner snack. It didn't matter what time, it didn't matter where, and it didn't matter how. As long as it got done. And that was coming from both of us. I could be doing something. I could be sitting at my desk doing some work or whatever. And from this part up, I look good. But you have no idea what was going on past the screen. And you would never know. You would never know. And sometimes he's on the phone and, I go take what I want, because why? He belonged to me. I belong to him. And then as time progressed and he was gone so much, it was, less and less. And when I would go see him, or when he would come home, grab us again, but then things began to happen and time started. So I ended up at the doctor's office and he said, "You need to go. And whether he wants it or not, trust me, if you get started, he will join in. It's an automatic response. You don't have to worry about it." But that catch me. That goes both ways. That door swings both ways. But for a woman outside of our estrogen, for the best workout you could do, male and female, is have one of those serious, intimate moments. And intimacy does not always mean penetration. Intimacy sometimes, and it will literally go through your whole body. Intimacy at times can just be sitting up watching TV, as crazy as that is, as simple as that is, but so true. That could still be an intimate moment with your significant other, with your husband, with your wife. That is a significant moment that you cannot just brush off as it be something leisure. No, that intimate moment where you are so inundated with that husband, or with that wife, or wherever you might be, you are so consumed with being with that person Nothing else matters. Literally, nothing else matters. You don't hear anything else outside of that person. You don't see anybody outside of that person, because the two of you have sat there and both of y'all have come together and you become one. There is no breaking anywhere in between that. You are infused into each other. And guess what? Your clothes are still on. You watch it, and you could be watching something. You might not believe this. You could be watching something funny, and y'all are sitting there, and just the touching of a hand, it's like an electrical shock goes through you, because that intimacy has crept in. You get to the point that you can just see your husband walking, and it's like, whoo, whoo. Or he's sitting there and he hadn't noticed in a long time. It's like, dang, look, what? Or let's flip it to the negative side. Oh my God, he has just let his body just go. It's like, oh, what? He got to do something better than this. Or here he is. Look at her, and she wonder why I don't touch her. Really? Look how she look. Look at her. She done gained weight. Da 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 da. Okay, now let's take both of these people. Once upon a time, there were two people that couldn't get enough of each other. Once upon a time, he would step into the shower. Or better yet, he didn't make it to the shower. But you're in there and you're washing him and you're bathing him. You're lotioning him down. And no intimacy, no penetration took place. But that was an intimate moment. And he loved it. I reversed that. She would come home and you would make a bath and she would just go in and soak in it. And you would bathe her. And you would dry her off. And you would come have her lay down on the bed and lotion her down. And massage her back, massage her legs, massage her arms. Even to the point that you're doing the massaging on the temples. And there is no penetration going on. But there's some serious intimacy taking place. Do you remember those times? Do you even think about those times? Oh, a pre-adventure, you think you found it on the other side of the door, around the corner, across town, over the bridge somewhere, or in another city, or where you think that's what you found. So you go for it. And what happens? The husband or the wife, because there is no attention, there is no intimacy, there is no communication, there's no conversation going. The next thing you know, here we are. The wait has happened. He doesn't pay attention. He doesn't eat. She's not really cooking. All of these different things. And no, not everything stems from sex. No. But let me help you in case you don't know. The intimacy between the two can break down so many walls. You can have major money issues right now. But because you've taken the time and jumped each other's bones, even when the other one don't want you touching them. And that's the fun time. For you know you aggravating their insides, but they fighting because they don't want to give in. Oh, I don't want to give in. Oh, she need to stop. Oh, she need to stop. Ah! You know, and you got the hands tied, and what you gonna do? What is you gonna do now? Let me help you. Nothing but give in. Or vice versa. It's like, no. Oh, no. Yeah, that thing right there that you can't, no matter, but until you make some type of contact, that won't happen. But when you make that contact, contrary to what the other one thinks they don't want, and you've gotten into that point, and you've gotten to that point, and the first round is happening, now the second round is happening, and now the third round is happening. And then the next day, depending on what time it is, or later on that evening, y'all couldn't talk before. But now you can actually have that conversation. You can talk to him and she'll listen. she can talk to him and he'll listen. Instead of both people trying to talk at the same time and nobody's hearing anything. This is the time that's that perfect time. That's that time where what Mama Jones used to call pillow talk. And then there might be conversations that will be solely about your bedroom activity, about your sexual life. Questions as, before we got married, we were doing such and such and such and such. And we were going here and we were doing this and we come back and this would happen and that would happen. But now we don't do nothing. There is no, anytime I want to go somewhere, you don't want to go. You want to go somewhere, I don't want to go, because we never sit down to plan anything. And then if I go out with somebody else or you go out with somebody else, you come home and one of us pissed off. Really? Then we end up getting in the bed and we want to make sure, because we already know if a finger touched the other one, the fire is a combustible fire going on in the room. Talking about a leg touch each other, chabu. If a finger would touch the other one, it sends shock waves through both of you. No. So you want to make sure that there's a gap between you and the bed. Or how about this? You'll sit up in the recliner, or he'll sit up in the recliner. Oh, I'm watching TV. I'll be in there later. And you have no intentions in the world getting up out that recliner, going and getting that bed. And then you look at me crazy. You looking at him crazy because, you in the recliner, you reclined all the way back. And next thing you know, here they are in the recliner. Well, since you're going to sleep out here, I'm sleeping out here too. And they're going to do one of two things. Either you're going to get up out that recliner and go get in the bed, or both of y'all going to be sleeping in that recliner tonight. But I know wherever you are, I'm going to be. And he said, wherever you are, I'm going to be. Because I'm not going to allow tonight to end this way. And determined not to let the night end on a bad note. It's not all about sex. No, it's not. But men are men. Men are men. They can love God. The woman can love God. Their partner can love God like nobody business. They have a desire to serve him like nobody's business. But this flesh right here can run you if you don't have control over it. It can run you back to something old that you know you don't want. But they just happen to show up at the wrong time, ain't no right time, at the wrong time. And you, with your horny self, instead of going home and handling your husband or your wife, you mess around and here you are. And then a couple of weeks later, you itching and going on. You hurting and burning and going on. You're like, oh, snap. Then you go to the doctor. Oh, snap. What I'm going to do? What is we going to do now? Oh, and your partner is on you like not white on rice, and you having to deny them because you know you got something. Really? But if you would have taken your horny behind home where you would belong, that would have never happened. Whether your husband or your wife is angry or not, before you close your eyes, you make peace. Now, it's a thin line here these days because women will cry rape. I didn't want it and he took it anyway. Well, you'll know the difference between whether or not she's really fighting you to make you stop or if she's just fighting you to make you stop. And that goes both ways, whether he's fighting you to make you stop or if he's just fighting and playing games with you to make you stop. You'll know when the break-off point is. Because unfortunately, we live in a society to where I could be raped by my husband or I could rape my husband. I'm just, let's talk up close and personal, raw, uncensored, uncut. And I've still been, I think, G-rated or at least PG-13. I don't know. I don't know. You know, I knew that there wouldn't be a lot of views. I knew that there wouldn't be a lot of comments. And that's okay. But because of the last 2 weeks and the clientele that I've had and the discussions that we've had, it was beginning to sicken me. Not sicken me like, oh my God, really? But sicken me to the fact that we are in 2024 and people still have not embraced that sex is not dirty. It is not nasty. And the reality and the truth is, whether we from a faith-based level agree with it or not, we have to be real enough to understand there are two people living in this house. No, they are not married and they're sleeping in the same bed. And don't be stupid enough to believe that they're not doing nothing. No, we are not going to act like we got blinders on. No, we're not doing that. However, even in the midst of that, we still have to talk, and we still need to counsel, and we still need to exhibit what it is. But what we're exhibiting on the outside in church and in different arenas of different organizations is not showing what to do and how to do and how to handle it inside my house, inside my home. It's not telling me anything about that. It's not showing me anything about that. And the place where I thought I could come, which is supposed to be an ark of safety, the place where I thought I could come, which is supposed to be a place where I could actually come and be free and be true and be authentic, condemns the conversation, condemns the subject matter. What the hell, really? We can't have it both ways. Either we want to make this a safe place where people can come find refuge, find healing, find deliverance, find peace, find a solution. Or we just cast them, just let them go willy-nilly. Just, hey, what's the point? You won't talk about it over the pulpit. You have these marriage groups and singles groups, and you want to go bowling, and you want to go do pizza, and you want to go skate. Okay. And you want to talk about being celibate. That's fine. You can talk about being celibate all day long, but let me help you out. Let's talk up close and personal, raw, uncensored, uncut. Let's talk about that right there in the single arena. You have some singles that have never had sex, have never been touched, any way, shape, form, or fashion. Oral sex, nothing. Nor have they been the giver nor the receiver of it. Okay. All right. So that's out. So they've never been touched. So they have no idea what it's like. Then you have some singles that have children. So guess what? You know they've had sex, and they might still be having it right now. And if they're not, they're practicing abstinence. But then you have those that, I'm sorry, I love God, but I'm still getting busy. I'm not getting busy as much as I used to. I don't call him that much. I don't go around all that much. But I know whenever I want it, it's there. Because sometimes I can't handle it. And Mary and her 5 daughters, Mary and her 4 daughters can't take care of me. Okay? The purple wonder, I don't want that, because dang, the batteries keep going out. Are the bee, that little bee that'll run a woman crazy? I don't want that either. I need the real thing. Are you going to talk to them? Are you going to explain to them? Because I'm sorry, we can sit there and we can keep preaching abstinence, abstinence, abstinence. You know, sex outside of marriage, you're going to go to hell. Or you could actually face the reality that you have some that are doing exactly what it is that you don't want them to do. But the way that you address it is you stop talking at people. Stop talking at people. Stop, you're going to hell, you're going to hell. Stop it. Stop making them feel like, because I'm doing this, God will not love me. Because I still have these proclivities, Oh, God doesn't want me. Oh, God doesn't hear me. Oh my God, because that's what they say. That's what they say. And the Bible says, yes. But just like a fish being caught, unless you're a savage, you will not just take that fish out the water and start eating it. Shells and scales and all. No, ma'am. No, sir. What you're going to do, take that fish out. You're going to slice it. You're going to gut it. You're going to descale it. And you're going to prep it for what you want to do. It's the same thing when somebody comes in to the body of Christ. It's the same thing as somebody coming in the kingdom. You don't kill them before they even get in the door. You love on them and you begin to train. And you don't train them like they're some puppy. You don't train them like this, like they're prisoners. And you got a whip ready to give to them. No, with loving kindness have I drawn thee. You become an example to them. People tell this foolishness about people that have been divorced can't teach single people something. Can't teach couples that that want to get married and or couples that are married. Divorced people can't teach them. The devil be damned. That's a lie. Straight from hell. That's a lie. Now, if you don't learn nothing from that, you really can't give. But actually, that's a lesson too, because you ain't learned nothing. What was it that you were supposed to learn that you didn't? And it's evident that you didn't. But if you have learned something, you come out of it with wisdom. You come out of it. You might have been broken, bruised, and wounded. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. But you have overcome and you have conquered all of that mess. And you're not bitter, but you're better because of it. You have a lot to give. So don't let anybody tell you that you don't. And this is one particular area that you can help a lot of people. And then you have people that are still rabbits. Literally, they still rabbits. It's 5, 10, 15, 20 years until they're married. They still rabbits. But they don't get along. So why you being rabbits? Are you just jumping each other's bones? Are you just getting off? Well, if you ain't get yours, I got mine. I feel I got 2, 3 to your none. You know, and it don't matter. Well, sweetheart, that means one of two things. The other person has completely shut down and you just going through the motions. You have lost your touch. And you need to work on that. And how do you work on that? It's like, babe, is it something that I've done? You know, I see, you know, yeah, we're still getting into each other, you know, and going through this, but I don't feel anything. I don't feel like I used to feel. What about you? And you got to be honest. And it may be something that you're doing. It might be something that has nothing to do with sex, but it might be the way that you're talking to that person. It might be the way you look at that person. And you don't even realize because you're having a hard time and you're having some challenges in your day, and you come home and that your mate is that scapegoat. You might not open your mouth, but the look that you give is that you slicing, dicing, and julienne frying them. That body look is tense, male and female. So they don't say nothing. They definitely not going to approach you. But at night, you roll after you gotten already, and you get in bed, you roll over, and you still finna do what need to be done. Vice versa. Or she roll over, come over to you, and your body won't reject her, but your mind and you're really not into it. But your body responds. Her body responds. And is that what you really want? Or is it time that the two of y'all sit down and have a talk? Or think back on times past. Even think back to when y'all first started, and recreate that moment again. And it doesn't always have to be us recreating it. Men, you do it too. Recreate that moment again. You might not be able to go back to be that person again because life has happened and there are some things that you just can't go back to. Okay, we'll understand that, but recreate that moment of intimacy, that moment of communication, that moment where you built it up so, you presented it so, to sometimes before y'all could even get to the penetration part, before she could go on you or you could go on her, y'all have been so intimate at that point to all you want to do is just lay in each other's arms and you go to sleep. Now the next morning, you might wake up and say, hello. But take the time. Take the time to come out of your present atmosphere. If you're home and he comes home, have a bag ready. Already in the car. Ready. If you have children, already have children gone somewhere. And you know he doesn't have anything to do that weekend. If it's a weekend, you already got the hotel. You already got everything scheduled. Come here. Come here. Come with me. I need you to ride with me somewhere. And you take him. Or you take her. And it might be just somewhere that y'all gonna talk the whole weekend. We don't know. But at least show that you're gonna put forth the effort. At least show some effort. Sex is not just about you or her getting a nut. It's not about us being a sperm dump or you being a dipstick. No. It's not about, it's just not. It's not. Sex should not be the top thing on your agenda, the most important thing in your relationship. Love should be. And there are some marriages that don't have any love, but they have understanding. And you would think that they loved each other to the very core of their being, but they really don't. They like each other. They really and truly like each other. They're best friends. And they have a friendship love. But that eros love, no. A love for a mate, they don't have it. But they're there for each other. They're there for each other. They're going to be there for each other because that's what they do. That's what they believe in. That's what they do. And to be honest, that's the best thing that a person can do for somebody. You just have to be in a mindset to where, let's see, how can I say this? You have to be in a mindset to where you'll be open for discussion. You have to be in a mindset where you are ready to have that conversation. Even when it's hard, you're ready to have that conversation. You're ready to be that one that say, okay, we've gone far enough like this. We've taken this as far as it can go. I'm willing to have, to talk to you. I'm willing to do whatever it takes. Try. Do the best that you can. Put forth the effort. Put forth the effort. Put forth the effort. I'm going to say it again. Put forth the effort. Show the interest. Show the involvement. Show that you're involved. Show that you're fully engaged. And you might have to ask, do you want us to hold back for a while? Because if the sex is the only thing that's the glue, in your relationship, you got problems. You got problems. Because what if one or the other of you get to the point that you can't have sex? Then what? What are you going to do then? What are you going to do then? What are you going to do? And I don't care how old you are. I'm going to say it again. I do not care how old you are. I think about Mama Jones, how she would talk. And she was like, no, she put on her silkies, and her and Daddy Jones gonna do what they can do. You know, because there was always a level of intimacy. I said sex. You want to make love to your mate, your significant other, your husband, your wife. You want to make love to them. You want them to make love to you. You don't want to go and you're not banging them. You're not jumping them. You want now. You want the wife to be a freak, and now okay, we could be a little freaky. We could be a whole lot of freaky. Yes, most definitely. That's what you want. We gonna give you what you want. You got to give us what we want to. How about that? That's a two-way street. Now, that's fine. Don't be routine. Okay, I'm going to start here and I'm going to start here and we're going to end here. That gets boring. You got to mix it up. You have to mix it up. You got to put some spice up in there. You got to do something different. You got to dare to do something different. You got to do some things that you have never done before. You need to try some positions you've never tried before. Y'all might end up laughing like crazy because neither one of y'all can get to that point to do that little crazy position that you're trying to do that you thought of. Let's try this, and y'all laughing because you can't get to that, or you're laughing because y'all should have done that a long time ago. I don't know where you might fall in that category, but wherever you do, understand you need it. You need it to survive. You need it. I don't like surviving. I want to conquer. You need it to conquer that enemy that wants to come in and creep in and cause division. If it's a money issue, what's the next thing gonna go? Your sex life. Why it happens that way, I don't know. But money, sex. Money, sex. Sex, money. They work hand in hand. They work hand in hand like twins, and they are not Siamese twins. Your fingers are different size, but you would think they were Siamese twins. Because if it's a money issue, then sex gonna go off. If it's a sex issue, money gonna start getting messed up. So handle both of them, and both of them require communication. Both require communication. Not talking at, not talking to. Both require communication, but you got to get it in where it fit in. Meaning, you do what you got to do, handle your business, and you might not necessarily start right after you finish. You might start the next morning. You got to learn your mate. Sometimes you have to do it that night or that morning, immediately following. And sometimes you got to know that you got to do it the next day, because that joke's going to say, oh, that's why you did what you did. And then you can turn around and flip back. I didn't see you had no problem with it. Oh, but that's why you did what you did so we could talk. Yeah, because now we can talk. And they have to admit that it worked because y'all talking now. Communicate. Get it right. Get it done. Do what you got to do. Handle your business. Handle your business, men. Handle your business, women. And like I said, this ain't got this saved, unsaved. If y'all jumping each other's bones, if y'all in a relationship, you better handle your business. You better talk. You best to talk, because if y'all not married and you want to get married, you will end up going through all of this, doing all the wifely duties, and this man or this woman gonna go to somebody else, and all of the things that you should have done, they're gonna make sure that they make sure it's implemented in that next relationship, because you never took the time to challenge it. You never took the time to do a deep dive and work on it. You never took the time to care enough to work on it. If you put in the effort and do your part, you do your work. If you have to go and talk to somebody, go talk to somebody. Put your pride aside, put your egos aside, go talk to somebody. Get it right. Don't be, I don't care if you can go screw whoever you want to. You know you lying. Because if he does, or if she does, then what? Don't get mad if they do, because you told them to go do it. Don't get mad. Well, you knew I wasn't serious. I heard what you said. And since you wasn't doing what you needed to do, why not? Oh, you feel better? Yeah. Oh, she better than me? At the time, yes. Because I ain't getting nothing from you, so yeah. Oh, he can lay it better than me? Yeah, pretty much. Because I don't know. Because it's been a while with us. I don't know. See, that door swing both ways. And a male's ego, no offense, men, but it's the truth. Y'all ego get jacked up with the quickness. If we say something, what? Then you want to withhold money. Then you want to have attitudes. Then you don't want to do this. Then you don't want to do that. All because your pride. Get over yourself. Get over yourself. Get over yourself. Woman, if you controlling, get your behind back in place. Humble yourself. You are not in control of your household. You are not the head of your household. Your man is. He might not make more money than you. He may not be as educated as you. So what? You married him. Make him feel like he's a man. Make him feel like he's the best thing that has ever happened to you. You push that man. You encourage that man. You promote that man. You love on that man. You be his biggest fan and his worst critic. Watch what he'll do. He might not ever be able to afford you according to what you thought, but you make enough money, so it don't matter. Y'all still affording the lifestyle you want. But what you don't do, women, stop withholding sex. Like, that's just like a woman holding their children, using their children as pawns. Stop. Because that's a fool's move. Because you withholding too much, he gonna go somewhere else. Men, that door swings both ways again. Stop playing the little dumb games. It don't work. They don't work. Boo-boo, they don't work. And if Purple Wonder is better than you anyway, she not gonna care. She'll let you still go. Sure will. And you still taking care of home. She'll let you do whatever you want to do. Bye. And she don't have to touch you again. And she perfectly content. But that's not a marriage. That's not a relationship. That's not a union. That's a bunch of foolishness right there. So next week, I hope that I get some inquiries as to coming on. Go to letstalkupcloseandpersonal.com. I want you as a guest. I want to have a conversation. It could be continuation on this subject, or it could be something else. I might be a combination of things. I want to have that conversation with you. I want us to engage. I don't care what walk of life you're coming from. It's not about that. It's not about your faith. It's about having the conversation. Because life happens to everybody. Everywhere. Every day you wake up, life is happening. So I want to have that conversation. So I thank you for the time that you've been with me. I thank you for those that are live here on Facebook as well as YouTube. I thank you for taking the time out of your evening. I appreciate you. I celebrate you on this Celebrating Friday. wishing you all the best, wishing you life, health, strength, you know, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, increase coming from the north, south, east, and west. As you line up, as you realign, as you put in place those things that pertain to you, to the betterment of your life, I wish you well. And as always, what do I say? Be safe and be well. This is Dr. Nathalie Chase Thompson, and this has been Let's Talk Up Close and Personal. Have a good evening.